Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Ottoman campaign, and I just noticed something that made this even worse than before. Like, it wasn't bad before. No armies, no money, nothing, no allies. It just turned a whole lot worse. And that is because I went into the diplomatics and I noticed something. So Russia is at war with me, Prussia and Mecklenburg. Well, that's good. Russia has two fronts then. No problem. Spain is only at war with me. So they've peaced out with the Allies. Prussia, they're at war with me and Russia. I would like them to be at war with France, but for some reason they're stuck in that relationship. Great Britain is only at war with me? They're no longer at war with France? What's going on there? Let's take a look at France then. France is only at war with me. Oh, right. That's not great. Sweden is only at war with me. The Swiss, only at war with me. So, it is turned from the Napoleonic Wars into who can crush the Ottomans instead. So not only is everyone at war with me, they're not at war with anyone else, for most part, except Russia and Prussia, which fight. But otherwise, everyone's really happy just coordinating attacks against me. So I guess that's why we're seeing a British invasion of Ottoman Italy. Now I have two choices here. Either I can go ahead and try to attack, move further, move away from the British. The thing is, they're gonna still chase me. And if I fight over here in Rome, then of course I'm gonna have less troops once the British actually arrive. Now I'm at full strength. The thing is, if I manage to win against the British, the army will be severely weakened. Some troops might even be destroyed. And that will open up for maybe the Papal State, because I mean at this point, Papal State, well, they're pretty friendly with me, 10 plus, but like the entirety of Europe is only at war with me, which is kind of difficult. But I think what we're gonna do is, I don't think the Papal States are gonna be the aggressor and attack me, so we're gonna hold here until the British come and attack us. And we'll see how that goes. With that said, there's been some developments over here. So I took back this off camera because the thing is, we've fallen into a point. I mean, France is only at war with me. Means that all French full stacks non-stop are gonna come against me. So even though I defeated the one that took the town, and even though I kinda tried to defeat this one, the thing is, they had a lot of those young guard troops and light infantry. So my army got pretty savaged by that. They're still alive. One problem with this army is it has no cavalry. So that's a big drawback. I can't ride down retreating armies, so that's why quite a lot managed to survive out of this one. Even with those two French armies, this one cut down, this one severely cut down. We have yet another one up here. We have one up here. We have another one there. And I mean, they're coming from all sides. And then the rebels are back in Croatia because of the tax hike. I mean, I'm making 74 gold per turn. The only thing I do have in kind of my favor is the fact that the Russians aren't moving against me, but they do have amassed a full stack in Moldova, ready to march down upon me. And I mean, if I'm gonna have to just slug through so many battles to try and win. Just slug through battles through here, and at the same time trying to do it against the French. I mean, it's not gonna go, because there's simply too many of them. I simply have not enough money, and with everyone just at war with me, plus the naval invasion, we can probably expect the Spanish naval invasion as well, not just the British one. So we'll have the British here. This one was terrible and took, I mean, the little money I was able to make here is, yeah. I mean, the campaign is just falling deeper and deeper into absolute doom. But we're gonna ride it out. As I said, we're gonna ride it out to the end. We're gonna explode like a rocket, rather than fade like a crippled horse. Right. With all of that said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end turn. I'm gonna hope that it's actually the British that attack Naples, and it's not some French army that I have to fight, because that would be annoying. And then after that, I mean, what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus here, and then I mean this part here, I don't know, we'll fight until we get destroyed or something. Right. Let's hope that this is the fight right here. So let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? Ah, right. So the French troops actually retreated away from the border. You can kind of see them up here. All of them retreated away, out of sight, and then these two moved in. The retreating force burned the merchant house and the mine, so I probably lost money this turn. And then there was also, I actually spotted a British Navy carrying troops in the just outside England there. So there's another British invasion on the way. Not as big as this one, but it might be more of them. So that's not good. And Wellington is now laying siege to Naples. We're certainly not going to surrender, because that would tank the economy in so many ways. Right, I thought that Wellington was actually going to attack us, but he's not. He's going to siege. He's going to try to siege us out, the bastard. Which is not great. And another thing just happened. With the Ottomans now regaining control of Sevastopol, means that they can recruit ships. And they've already recruited one. So now they've got ships patrolling here, and I've got nothing to put up against them, which is great. No one else has declared war on each other. I mean, we're kind of lucky that the at least the French did not attack us. This was all burned. I'm going minus now, quite badly. It could also be the fact that the siege, or the city is under siege. I was hoping I'd be able to defend it, but it looks like we're gonna have to attack out and attack Wellington. So it's certainly not in our favor. It's what is 20% maybe chance to us, and then 80 to the British. And now we can see their full force. And they've got a lot of these veteran troops. They do not have as high morale as the French, but they make up with having tremendous accuracy. And I don't think it says here, but I do think that their fire rate is quite high as well. 28 for some of these elite units. They've got elite cavalry. It's going to definitely be a difficult battle. Thing is, our new model troops, 24, upgrade to 125, 17 for these guys, yeah. It's going to be a hard fight. I'm going to dig in, and we're going to see if the Ottoman Empire can defeat Arthur Wesley and his army. So we bring about 4,000 men, while the British bring, what, 4, 5,000, what, 5,200 or something like that. Or 300 maybe. It's gonna be a difficult battle. But I do think I might be able to prevail. Once again, we're able to start up really close to the British line. Or not the British line, but the enemy line. So I'm hoping we can do something similar to what we did against the French, just a little bit different. I want a bit of a distance from them. We've split the cannons a bit, because I've noticed when I place them all in the center, it's kind of hard to kind of protect them, especially if there's a lot of them. So I'm thinking if one cavalry unit gets through, we can maybe take out one, and maybe not all of them. The frontline troops are going to be replaced. The thing is just, I want these, the new model army, up front, behind the defenses. The thing is, these guys can't place them. So we're going to do a little bit of switcheroo. We're going to place stakes all over the place in front. Or actually, I'm wondering, we're kind of lacking in we're lacking in the fences on the flank. There is gonna be, they outnumber us quite a lot, and I don't want cavalry to come in from the flank, so I'm gonna put one unit over there. I'll put the bomb here somewhere. I've switched it around so it's facing us, so that means when the infantry are gonna pass over it, it's gonna explode right when they're moving over it. If cavalry comes, that's gonna be unfortunate, because that means the bomb is gonna, you know, if a cavalry unit comes through, it's like one guy that, or one or two cavalrymen, they're gonna die, and then all this splinter might just shower my men instead of being soaked up by the enemy unit. And with that, let's start. I'm actually, oh yeah, I placed a militia unit, this armed citizenry unit, up front to soak up if they attack, or if they send, I mean obviously they're gonna attack. Not necessarily actually, because they have more cavalry than I do, or not more cavalry but more cannons than I do. So they might, so they're probably gonna hold back, but if they send cavalry, I've got to, that was really close, that artillery shot. But if they send up cavalry to attack us, then I've got a unit to kind of capture or catch whatever they send up against us. Gonna make quite a thick formation. They've got a regiment coming in over there. The new model army troops are at the front. The reserves are in the back. Cavalry on flank. We've got massive line of spikes going out there. Got massive line of spikes going out here. We got extra line of spikes going out here. So it looks like I've been able to achieve my preferred defense. Now let's just make sure that these guys place their spikes. Okay, these guys are placing the spikes. These sappers have placed theirs. You can retreat towards the center. Have you placed yours? Yes. So we're covered. We can pull back, and now I'm gonna focus my artillery on breaking the enemy's artillery. And we're gonna supercharge it, barrage it. These guys not doing too well against the British veteran infantry, which I'm moving in.
Sir, our general is under attack.
One of this guy's bodyguard just got shot out. Oh, and I think I heard another guy just say, "Ooh!" So I think another one was hit. Imagine that if the bastard had sniped out yet another one of my bloody generals. Okay, retreat. Behind cover. They're actually ignoring this unit. But then again, I'm not that surprised that they're ignoring it, because it's a god-awful unit. We are hitting some cannons here, and the British are destroying some of their own cannons. They don't care whatsoever about the militia. Alright, the front line is starting to open fire. They're not, I mean... I have this unit right in the flank. You know what? We don't want any of these guys to be able to retreat and come back, so I'm gonna place my stupid militia on populace right behind them. Cannons will still focus on their artillery. I wonder if we charge, if it will be enough to scare them. Maybe, maybe not. No, it probably had been better to... I come the British Lifeguard Dragoons. They ride onto the spikes and they die. No sign as of yet of the enemy reinforcement, but once these guys actually leave the field, I think we'll spot them. I also hate the fact that these guys... I like your enthusiasm, but it would be greater if you actually used the defenses that I built for you. Would have been a lot better to use this one to shoot this one in the back, and then when they started retreating, then is when I would have told the unit to charge the enemy. British still hold through that. Come on. Get into your positions. What are you doing? Not really the time to play around, guys. There we go. No, what did I... Oh, God. Alright, keep up the fire. Don't tell me that you're gonna stop using that cannon now. Come on. No, get back. You better be using that cannon. You're not gonna use that cannon anymore. Now we got the 15th Hussars. Just in time. Oh no, the enemy's... Good that I placed the spikes in the side. But the thing is, that's like a half stack they're coming against. Oh shit, now looks like the British army is actually coming against us. Oh, they're probably gonna trigger the bomb. Ooh, they didn't. I'm not entirely sure why they don't want to fire the canister. Don't like the fact that the British army is spreading out in a long line, rather than coming at us like previous enemy armies that are concentrated in the center. When they spread out like that, and especially since the British or any other army has so much more morale than us. Guard Dragoons making their charge. They managed to contact with the cannon. Not great. And they overrun that unit in the front. Which is really bad, actually. I thought the new model army unit would stand. I need the general up here to support. Okay, we forced... Why aren't you... Oh, God, that's maybe why, because these idiots aren't shooting. Get back on the guns, the British are right here. Now is certainly not the time to act like a bunch of retarded monkeys. Cavalry will pull slightly back, so they not face the brunt of the enemy attack. Oof. We're taking fire from the veterans. Coldstream Guards. We've got the 1st Foot Guards and Regiment of Foot coming in on the flank. See if I can try and cover that and then kind of hammer an anvil on that side. Ooh, the British are coming really close over here. See very little shots coming out of this unit. Oh, they're actually charging into us. We need the cavalry right here, right now. The general needs to be over there where they're actually attacking. So we got a British charge. Loads of troops. They're about to break that corner. Just in time for the general to kind of turn up and kind of save the situation a little bit. All across the line, otherwise we're kind of holding. Massive attack here. My cavalry plus the unit in the front is not actually enough. We're gonna do... they're running. I've got 2 units though. Ooh, they're breaking. They're pulling off. Cavalry is a little bit low still. Firing toward fire. Continue the fire. We're gonna move this unit up. Actually gonna move this one up as well. Let's see if the cavalry can't break them. Not going too great here on the flank. Deploy extra units to defeat the British over there. Cavalry is chasing them away. So we're held on the right. Hold fire. Pick target at will. Let's continue on to their artillery. Let's just go through everything over there. What do we have here? The cavalry broke. We didn't reach their artillery. However, they broke with most of the men still in the unit. So they will return. The British attack was repulsed, and I must say it was not as tough as I thought it would be. We're not making any headway against this unit, so cavalry is going to have to go in and take him out. Oh, that's maybe why. The thing is, if I march up to that, to a position up there, where we would actually fire at the Gordon Highlanders, we would get massacred on the way up. Okay, these guys are turning to face the cavalry. Thing is, they're just turning in so that we get a better shot into their flank, which I don't mind. Did my cavalry did not come back actually. Very unfortunate. Right, the Gordon Islanders are not too happy with their position. I'm gonna start off the advance of the cavalry. And we're gonna see if we can run down the famed Highlanders. Ooh. They fired just as we charged in. But we were able to break them. Good. I'll redraw the line here. Gordon Highlanders gone. I'm gonna make an advance with the 2nd Cavalry unit on the British position. Populace and sappers to support that side. So far we've held surprisingly well. Is that Wellington? It's General Staff, but it's not necessarily Wellington. We rode down a regiment on foot, and hopefully all of the artillery troops of the British There's Black Watch and the 1st Foot Guard. Okay, we forced them away. So we don't have to worry about their artillery coming back, and hopefully that forces the enemy now to attack us. It's just a militia unit. It's nothing bad, but now they're coming back. They're coming for an attack. Seems like they're kind of focusing a lot of troops right here. And we do have a weak, kind of a weak area right here. Well, it's not super great. I'm gonna start firing the canister already. Punching that way. Is that Wellington? Let's see. Take a look. And just as I'm about to take a look, he tries to ride away. I do believe Wellington actually has a specific character, so I don't think it is that guy. I think it would actually have told us. There he is. There's Wellington. There he is. It's not going too well for you, are it? Is it, Wellington? He's going back in the defensive. I guess he's expecting this army to bring in artillery. Or I guess he's waiting for them to bring in the reinforcement so they can actually make a push. I want to just scout what they have out there. How are these men getting defeated by a fensible unit? I'm gonna send the armed populace. Let's see where they are. I'm gonna send them to the forest. I just want to see if we can see artillery moving here, and if so, I can run it down with my cavalry. Firing, combat, losing slightly. God damn it, it's bloody militia. It's British militia. How are we not defeating the British militia? And now we are defeating them. Why aren't you firing? And now you're firing. Good. It takes 3 of my units. Wellington is charging. Boom. Oh, that was the other general. We didn't actually get... Oh, I fired through and I got the other one. They were about to break under the pressure of that. I haven't seen any artillery. Why aren't the British attacking me? Thing is, I do not really dare to take on the British on an even playing field on the grounds here. I mean, oh, there we go. The armed populace has found an artillery train. And we killed off all the guns that were over here. And now we're gonna kill off these guns. Now you've got no howitzers left. And you've lost all the cannons that were here. A howitzer unit. A 12-pounder unit. And a 6-pounder horse artillery. Royal horse artillery. It's gonna be quite the attack coming in here in our flank. Just gonna pull the troops back over there. Gonna shoot down the cavalry. With the fact that the British army now is... I mean, we've got the reinforcements over here. We've got a bigger part of their army kind of in this area. Might want to actually pull troops over to this side. Gonna hold the infantry for now. We do have these 2 reserves. What we can do is we can move the reserves closer to the new kind of center. The fence walls pulled away. The light dragoons were defeated. And the enemy is slowly moving forward. So here we have Royal Scots Fusiliers. Behind them we've got the Black Watch. It's the 2nd Battalion. And then we have 17th Regiment of Foot, Veteran Regiment, Veteran. Another veteran regiment. We've got just a Highland regiment, militia, regiments of foot, regiment of foot, and militia. They're concentrating their forces now in the line across there. I'm actually going to move the cavalry back. Why? I mean, I did attack, but I have the artillery superiority, so why are they not attacking? At the same time, and 70 Lightfoot. That's not great. Scottish Lightfoot. Moving up. There's a lot of British regiments all over the place. I want them to attack my position though, so I can actually use the strength I have. which is in defense rather than attack. But they do not want to oblige me. I'm gonna send the cavalry out. I'm gonna scout a little bit around back here. See if we can discover anything of use. Or if it is just that they're trying to reorganize for a new attack. We've got cavalry, it's those light scouts. I'm gonna target them. They're outflanking us on the right now. Right, looks like I'm pretty sure that I see their entire force at this point. It's about 50-50 in the strength ratio. They're definitely outflanking on the right. That could be dangerous. I'm gonna tell the cannons to hold fire. These guys could definitely just about face and start shooting us. Which they did, but I still want to cut this unit down. Oh, that's loads of cavalry. Plus the units. The unit's not happy with that. We're gonna pull back. Maybe that could have been enough to move them into attack. They're definitely moving into attack on my right. And then it kind of looks like that kind of pushed their entire plan of attack out of sync. My cavalry is not very happy. Oh, it's turning around though, but they're getting shot at. Come on, they kind of need to break these, because if I pull away now... Yes, break them first, then pull away. So, binding about a brigade size of the British. I'm going to need the cavalry to be able to break these guys. Oh, they're still pursuing. How much ground do I have? I want to move around here. I don't think I can. We're gonna have to move all the way around. They're close enough for us to switch to canister over here against the Highlanders and the First Foot Guards. I mean, one thing that I note with the British is the British will actually stand and fire against us and not try to charge like a lot of others. So it actually looks like it's actually a proper battle. We're gonna see about unleashing canister on this unit advancing.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
I think I missed that one. It could have been better. Keep firing forwards. Oh, they're charging for this one. As long as the guys hold, that will be good. And they broke just in front of the cannon, which is good. My cavalry has arrived. They have a lot of depleted units over on the right, so if I get my cavalry over there, we can smash them. We have a concentration of British troops in the center, rapidly moving forwards towards the cannons. They're charging. just as we are ready to fire, we've got quite a good canister shot going through them. Reserves need to be pulled into that area. Cannons are getting overrun, they'll retreat. Okay, we need to reinforce this cannon over here, and that needs to shift its attention to over here. Ooh, that went the bomb. Cannon crew needs to pull back. They're overwhelming this side. Bayonet charge. They're not going to be able to overwhelm this side. Just because their troops are so weak on this side. They could definitely break them over here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull these three back. And we're going to try and organize ourselves like this. We're pushing them back over here. Throw this unit slightly out there so it can fire up on the enemy. Breaking down those two regiments. We still have Royal Scots Fusiliers. Where's the cavalry? Has arrived. It needs to be pushed. Start mopping up the units over there. Ah, they didn't run into the position. And so now they're gonna get caught out of position as the British move forward here. You're gonna hold fire. Switch to canister and fire into this mess. You're definitely not gonna charge. You're gonna hold ground like I told you to. I'm gonna inspire you to make sure you hold. And I'm not entirely sure why you reorganize. Your general is right by you here. Hold fire. Okay, we're firing back and forth here. Where's the cavalry? Attack the Black Watch. Okay, I want you guys to pull back to this position. I'm not gonna move you. Cavalry is gonna wrap up everything over there. We got another British unit coming in over here. Let's see. Cutting down these. Going into the Highlanders. Let's gain ground on that regiment while they're being run down by the cavalry. These guys are retreating. We need to switch to attack that side. Okay, the cavalry is gonna ride down a few units over here. This one we're gonna win that fight just to make sure. I'm gonna fire some howitzer shots. Regiment of Foot, Highlander, Lightfoot, Glasgow. With these three all taking on that one, and these three. And the cavalry is retreating. It was only chasing down retreating troops. That one's gone. They're pulling back all over there. Get these guys over there. Man the cannons. Can you maybe turn over there? Right, we defeated that one. Focus in on these three. See if we can break that. You guys back on the defensive line. You're gonna go back on your cannons. So we're gonna set canister, firing straight forward towards that one. Cavalry is back. It's gonna be moved over to this side. Fire towards that unit. Rally. And inspire. I mean, as I said earlier, the British actually stand trade volleys with us. None of the other nations really have done that. I should have pushed further into the flank, but there's not a lot I can do now. Because they were already under fire. Both units broke, but we managed to get away those light foot, which I think is really good. The thing is, there's still gonna be quite a few British units alive after this battle, gonna roam the countryside. Gonna make a lot of problems for us. Were you not firing? Why are you guys not firing? Were they not firing throughout this? Yeah, I think they were. Or they weren't, I mean. You can swivel your gun to face that way. And hopefully that should be it. No other British units left. It's this one right here, and it's now facing terrible amounts of canister, and we are victorious. It's a long battle, but we were victorious. Not really what I thought would happen. I thought they would try to overwhelm us with firepower quite early on and not have this drawn-out struggle. Definitely interesting to actually fight a battle like this where the enemy... I mean, this is the most competent enemy probably I've faced. It's not that hard for the AI to just charge in. Here they actually made lines to fire against us. And I can only imagine what would have happened if I weren't dug in or I had canister or stuff like that. It would have gone quite terrible. It already did go pretty badly. But I mean, it was 1.5 full stack of British troops against this Ottoman army. Notably, this one is a very veteran Ottoman army, but still, it's an Ottoman bloody army. Let's go back and take a look at the statistics, shall we? Here's the result. So half our army was killed. Unfortunately, 1,500 men of the British army is still there. We only have 1,700, so it's not that big difference, but obviously they lost about 1,000 men more, a little bit more actually. Highest killer goes to one of the cannons. Then we have, I think this is one of the cavalry units, must be. Then another cannon. Then we've got 2 of the new model army units. This one went to gain 2 chevrons, which is nice. This cannon gained 1. This cannon gained 1 chevron. This unit gained 2. But otherwise, not that many chevrons gained. But a lot of those that gained experience during this battle, I imagine, died, since we can see the numbers on all the units here. Quite diminished. British troops are pulling back. The good thing for us is they're not going to be able to replenish. The bad thing is, I don't think we're in a state to actually follow them and have a second fight and try to destroy them. Instead, we'll have to build up our strength and then try to go out and fight them while they burn down the countryside. Might even try to retreat back to Sicily. But that's how it looks when we fight the British. It's going to be difficult. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. And there's no way I'm going to try and continue the campaign with just the kind of slugfest it is to defeat France, Prussia, Russia from the position I am in right now. Because that's gonna take so many hours of just slugging. And I mean, yeah. I don't think I need to explain how repetitive and boring that would be for me. And like lose all kind of enthusiasm of even playing this. Also for you guys, of course. Following through so many battles. With that said, anyways, we're gonna end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!